Obviously pleased with the outcome. I thought we started off the game really well, offensively and defensively. Created turnovers. Disappointed a little bit in the second half there from an offensive standpoint. Turned it over, toward the end of the first half and then there in the second half. But did a lot of things well. We're obviously thankful to be 1-0 this week and 11-0. We get questioned every week that schedule this, schedule that, but we just keep showing up and playing hard and playing for each other, and so another big win for us as we continue to move forward. Pleased in a lot of areas. There's some things that obviously we need to do better. If you look at it, we had some things that we left out there that we have to be way better on. But from an effort standpoint, from a mindset standpoint, from our guys being prepared and not overlooking, and each week as a coach, you're pleased with that. And so we're glad to be 11-0 with the win, and looking forward to next week.
It's easy to maybe get caught up in some of the emotions of senior day or Thanksgiving's coming up. The students aren't, the student section's not as full as it normally is. There's a lot of different things that could creep in, but it didn't seem like that affected your team at all here this week.
And let me say, the students that chose to stay, we appreciate that. I know that wasn't an easy thing to do, and for them to do that, it was so awesome, and our team appreciates that very much. But we talk a lot about you can't base how you play, how you perform based off circumstances. It's got to be about who we are. What's our standard? And no matter if you're playing in front of 25,000, or maybe in front of, like we have sometimes, 8, you show up and you compete because that's what your job is, and you do it for the guy beside you, and not for the outward things. And so our guys handled that. They prepared well this week. We had good practices, and great mindset, and it showed up. That's 2 weeks in a row. We've started well, and we gotta, as a coach, I got to figure out we got to finish with that same intensity through all 4 quarters. But it was good to see us come out like that, and not take for granted the opportunity you have.
Don Brown, their head coach, said this week that the balance that your offense shows is one of the things that really concerned him. How do you feel like you were today as far as being balanced, rushing and passing?
Well, I thought we were solid. I think we left some out there from a pass standpoint. We had some drops that hurt us, and we didn't throw for a great completion percentage, so it could have been better. But remember, balanced is just about what are they giving you, and can you take advantage of it, right? And we'd love to be right down the middle, but you do what you can to win the game. But I thought we were able to run it well, and then when we had some play action shots and different things there, we had opportunities. We've got to lock in a little bit better from a standpoint if we're going to be more consistent there, because we've got to. As we play better teams, and as we go deeper, into this season here with the 3 games left, we're going to need to make sure that we're clicking on all cylinders.
A couple weeks ago, I know you were frustrated with penalties. Well, today only 3 penalties for 15 yards. Feels like you only get asked about penalties when it's a problem, but I just want to bring that up from a standpoint of your team seems to have corrected that. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, so we had the one on the special teams. That's on me. We had the one offsides on the kickoff team. That was on me. What was the other 2? I can't remember. But way better, right? You want to play a clean game. You don't want to beat yourselves. And I think we have been better at that, and you've got to – part of those sometimes you get penalties is you're trying to be so perfect. You're trying to do so much, and you want to do well, and then you don't play within the rules. But obviously it's something that's we talk about, we practice, and it's good to see us getting better in that situation.
Austin steps up, gets 2 touchdowns with Bentley going out. How big was it for him to be able to step into those shoes lost by Bentley?
Yeah, we feel like we've got a really good tight end room, and and you've got a 1A and a 1B there between Austin and Bentley, and Austin's obviously is more than capable of playing at a high level, and today he got those opportunities and made a couple of really nice plays. But the thing that I'm more pleased with him is he blocks, he does what we ask him to do, and he doesn't complain. He shows up, he does his job. If we ask him, hey, you just need to block 50 times, then he's going to block 50 times. And it was good to see him, get rewarded for that mindset. But I think that shows you some depth that we have there between those 2 guys, that they can make some big plays, and it was good to see.
You referenced the schedule and the guys and the attitude towards it. How have you guys struck the balance, particularly as that's become a bigger topic, of wanting to show how good you are as a team, but not letting it get in the way of focusing on the process of winning the game and being the best team you can be.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of the outside noise, right? As you get closer here to the end of the season, and you got 4 or 5 teams, I guess, jockeying for top 25 or whatever it may be, everybody's going to nitpick who you played and the strength of schedule and all those things. And what we tell our team is that we can't control who's out there, but we control how we play, how we compete, and how we show up every week. Because this late in the year, everybody's watching, and everybody's looking for you to give them a reason not to put you in whatever. And so we don't talk a lot about that, but I let our guys know that that you're trying to earn respect every week because you don't have it. No matter what you've done so far, we don't have it the way probably this team deserves, but that's okay. We're not playing for that. But I think our guys are hungry to know that we're proving ourselves every week, and I think that's the balance we try to keep.
Billy Lucas had a nice drive with the touchdown. How do you think he looked back out there, and how do you think having him out there helps the balance of your run game?
It was good to have him back. He's not been healthy for probably since Jacksonville State, really. I think that's when he got banged up. And so last week we gave him just the week. We just said, well, hey, we got to get him a week off to where he can't be healthy for the stretch run, because obviously Cooley's banged up and Billy's a good player, and between both of those guys, if we can lessen their reps, and what I mean by that is Cooley don't have to rush 20-something times, Billy takes 10 to 12, and Cooley gets that. They're fresher, they can run through tackles, and so it was great to see him back out there confident, and he did well.
Brylan Green went down there. Are you worried about him long term?
Anytime it's a lower leg injury, it's not like a knee or anything, but anytime it's a lower leg injury, that means it's typically like a soft tissue. So it's a groin or a hamstring or something of that nature, and they linger. And so he's obviously a really good player for us, and he's also our punt returner, and so if he misses any time, that's worrisome, because he's your, as a coach, as a head coach on special teams, he's your safety net. He's going to make good decisions, he's going to catch the ball, and so he's a good player in the middle of the field as well. So hopefully it's nothing that is major. And it's something that we can rehab and recover, and he can get back healthy, soon. But we won't rush him back by any means, because in soft tissue you just never know. But I'm hoping that he can play this coming week.
Surely on the film you'll know even more about today in terms of defense.
Did you say Shirley or Shirley?
Surely, S-U-R-E-L-Y.
You ever seen the movie Airplane? Shirley,
Yes.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yes,
You
no,
ever seen
I'm not
it?
calling you
You
Shirley.
should look that up.
Most likely, when you look at the film, you'll know more about swarming and tackling and how the defense has done that. But it looked like they did a great job of that today, and it seems like they picked up in that regard, doing a really good job of that. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think the third quarter and part of the fourth there from La Tech, I think that bruised our ego a little bit. From that standpoint, we've got a lot of pride in our red smoke defense on that side of the ball, and I think since that time frame, they challenged each other to play better, to play with more urgency, and more importantly, to practice with more urgency. And I think that's showing up. I'm sure we missed some, and there's some that we messed up and didn't execute right. But the effort, the intensity. I mean, to get the 2 turnovers there back to back right out of halftime, and they did a fantastic job. And so I think since that time frame, that I don't know if it's a refocus, but maybe there's a rededication to what makes us good on that side of the ball. And for the most part, I thought we played a pretty clean game there from that standpoint. And I'm sure there's our defensive coaches, and I'm sure even our players look back and say, "Man, I could have done this better." But that's what you want. You want a growth mindset as far as, hey, I can be better. That's what makes your team good.